Title, Diana, Part 2, Learning from Adult Role Models Who Are Deaf or Hard of Hearing, presented by Outreach Programs, the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind. The CSDB logo is displayed with the tagline, Learning, Thriving, Leading. Our presenter, Diana, is communicating in sign language with voice narration. Captions are below on screen. Title, Diana. Title, Deaf Culture and Deaf Community.
So now I'd like to explain a little bit about two topics. One being deaf culture, and also deaf community, and the difference between the two of them. So I will explain that briefly. Do you know when you slice an apple and what it looks like in the inside of it? So inside, the middle portion of it is called the core, which we also call the deaf culture. And those are individuals that are deaf people that can sign American Sign Language and are very close to each other. The seeds are the School for the Deaf. And the outer layer, that white portion, also the meaty part of it, is called the deaf community. So they all intertwine. And the community could be a variety of people. Could be deaf, could be hearing. It really doesn't matter. It could be people that know American Sign Language, people that do not, people that know about deafness. It could be possibly interpreters, parents of deaf children, or even individuals that are deaf that do not sign. So a variety of individuals, but they're still involved, and they're involved in the deaf community. They will socialize together, the culture and the community. There's no fine line. They mix and mingle. So we'd all hang out together, and it didn't matter really where. Had a very strong culture and a bond with that culture. Okay, so while I was growing up, I was deaf. My parents were deaf, and I believe I've already told you that. And I grew up in that deaf culture, that core, attending a residential school, signing. That was my life. So in that culture, we associated with other deaf individuals, deaf children, deaf adults. And even when I was growing up, I'd see my parents that are deaf, so we would go to friends' house and visit a variety of individuals that were deaf. They knew so many individuals that were deaf. And my parents would always tell me the name, oh, we're going to visit so-and-so. And so we'd all go over there to everybody's homes. And because we knew so many deaf people around the area. It was a large community that we hung out with. And that felt good to have all those variety of individuals. So in the core of the deaf culture, that meant that we would tended to hang out. And when I was growing up, we did all the variety of events such as movies and what have you, we did not go to. We tended to go mostly to deaf clubs. And often we'd even go to a picnic, possibly play bingo, or watch a closed caption film. That was me growing up, seeing all this and being around all those variety of individuals that I truly, truly enjoyed. But one thing that I really want to emphasize to you that is kind of funny, deaf people tend to talk for an extremely long period of time, hours, sometimes even throughout the whole evening. They will talk and talk. Even when I was young, I'd say, Dad, come on, I'm tired. I want to go home. Dad would always say, hold on, and continue talking. And finally, then we'd go home. And it was pretty late at that time. But that is a custom of deaf individuals that they truly enjoy coming together and sharing the information and all the news that's taking place, their experiences, what happened to them, the storytelling and sharing of all that information. So when we get back home, my mother would tell me all the stuff that she had heard that evening and share all the information and the news. And I truly enjoyed that growing up. All the family members, some Well, some of them had hearing children, but many of them could sign. They would socialize with hearing people as well, and they are called CODAs, Children of Deaf Adults. So often some CODAs would sign, some CODAs too were a little uncomfortable with it. It was a variety of individuals that would socialize. There's other families that had deaf individuals that were just like us, that we also attended the School for the Deaf. So we grew up together and we knew each other. Sometimes from the age of 2 or 3 on did we know each other. So we tended to know each other for quite a long period of time and have many friends. Nowadays, there is still deaf clubs. There is one in Denver that is still going that many people attend, usually on Saturdays for different events. You can look on the internet of different events that are taking place. Sometimes I'll receive flyers or email events. And so that is still taking place. Sometimes it's hosting a picnic, sometimes it's the basketball game. So those still take place periodically today. Most of the deaf clubs around the country are in more of the larger towns. The smaller communities have pretty much gone away of deaf clubs. But in the deaf culture, which I grew up in, now you need to get out in the community as well. And you can go to ASL classes that people become more familiar about deafness and learning American Sign Language. So they become part of our community. And the ASL classes are a great way to learn sign. You could meet parents. I know even my students' parents I have met, and I see them becoming part of our deaf community because they want to learn and want to become involved and get more information. There's numerous events being hosted all around. You can either go to a school or organizations that are putting on events. People with deaf children can attend, or even for anybody to just go and enjoy, such as a baseball game. I mean, a variety of different events taking place. And in the deaf community, then you can try to socialize with each other to continue to grow. And if you're a hearing parent watching me say this right now and wondering where you can get more information, you could get a hold of the school, meaning CSDB, or even your individual schools. They should have resources and a variety of resources to give you that information of where you could attend all of these variety of events. Also, if you go onto the internet, you can sign up for subscriptions of different newsletters or other things to be able to learn about deafness. If you want to learn more ASL, you can watch YouTube. They have so many different stories and what have you that are enjoyable to watch. So thank you for watching me, and I hope you will learn something.
Learning from adult role models who are deaf or hard of hearing has been a production of the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind, 33 North Institute Street, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80903, 719-578-2100, www.csdv.org. Videography by Deb Branch and Sean Levier, copyright 2014.
Audio description, Jim Olson. Editing assistants, Diane Covington, Dr. Laura Douglas. Captioning, Neil Anthony Thomas, Corey McCormick. Transcription, Eleanor Vasquez.